Hey there, studios, OldClassicGamer here, and welcome to my brand new commentary. While I was browsing the internet, I came across a petition on change.org, which is really unusual to say. The petition is about Deadpool movie getting a PG-13, a censored version, released alongside to R-rated cut. Now, this is something that I just had to do because, of course, with the petition there's also a video with a discussion made by someone called Grace Randolph, who I never watched before, by the way, so this is the first time I've watched some of her videos, and I disagree with the video very much, so I want to give my thoughts about it and why releasing a Deadpool PG-13 movie version is just so bad idea on so many levels, why we don't need it, and why the people need to stop ruining this for everyone else. Because petitions like this will have a negative impact in future, but I will get to that later. Without further ado, let's start with commentary.
So yesterday, Deadpool officially received its R rating from the MPAA.
Good, because I really wouldn't see how could a movie receive any other rating. I mean, it's a Deadpool movie for crying out loud. Nothing unusual.
But ironically, Beyond the Trailer reviewer Christina also officially received something yesterday pertaining to Deadpool, and that was a list from her 8-year-old son Matthew of reasons as to why she has to take him to see this movie.
Because the movie is really great, and everyone who wants to see it should have a right to see it. I don't know, maybe.
Ah, the feels! Yes, ever since the first trailers for Deadpool debuted, which have been on point, by the way, so we can all understand why Matthew is excited, we have been discussing whether or not Fox should simultaneously release an R-rated and PG-13 rated version of the film.
What? Why? Why would you waste so much money editing and cutting out the content for a PG-13 version of the movie? It makes no sense. By law, children can see R-rated movies in cinemas as long as a parent is with them, so there should be no problem watching a Deadpool movie. And as for PG-13 rating, I really don't see a point. The kid has 8 years and this is PG-13, so if anyone is like strictly following like the ratings, like, oh, it must be exact age, how it says, by that logic, Matthew should not be allowed to see any version of this movie.
Just like they've been doing with the trailers. And it has been a spirited discussion. But now this discussion has an adorable little poster boy. And I challenge you to look Matthew in the eye and say, yeah, the party's happening, and it's happening without you. Go home.
Why would we say that? Or we can just say, hey, you're invited to the party. Let's enjoy the movie. We can just say that. I mean, why not? I mean, it's time the parents to be parents and actually get involved. Why? If they're just constantly busy, so trying to avoid sending the child alone in cinema, like, I mean, they shouldn't be doing that. They should go to cinema and see the movie with the child themselves, and that would be no problem then.
Now, some of you might be typing right now, hey, take Matthew to the party. I saw plenty of R-rated movies when I was little. Turned out just fine.
Yep, that's the point.
So we're going to go over Matthew's list in just a moment and what I intend to do about it, or what I'm going to try and do about it. But first, I'd like to point out why Deadpool has received its R rating. And keep in mind that Matthew is just 8 years old. Now, it's been rated R by the MPAA for strong violence and language throughout, which we expected. It's also been rated R for sexual content, which we also expected. But here's the curveball. It's also been rated R for graphic nudity. Now, I understand that Deadpool wears this R rating as a badge of honor, and fans are very excited to see it. Heck, if the movie could be NC-17, I think many would applaud it. But what about the people who love the PG-13 trailer and want to see the movie? I mean, Matt's reasons are very compelling.
What she's saying is that because of these content, the kid that is 8 should not be allowed to see the movie, and because the PG-13 trailer exists, that there should also be a PG-13 version of the entire movie. Trailer and the full movie is not the same thing. There is a reason why both trailers exist clearly, and that's in order to attract the audience on internet. So maybe it is more common for children to browse internet themselves. So if they want to adjust, like maybe some sites are blocking if the user registered is under 18, so that they can see something. But for the movie, they're counting that every child that's want to see the movie, they're going with the parents, so it should not be a problem. And if the parent is too lazy to take the child with them and would rather send them on PG-13 censored version, that is really bad parenting and just being plain lazy. I mean, I don't really understand. And as for the content that she mentioned in the movie, let me tell this right now clear so that you people understand. I might not be a parent myself, but I think that every person in this world has a right to say their thought on this, because after all, we are all, how would I define, a potential parents in future. We might be, we might not be, but heck, we are not going to change like the view. For example, I don't know if I'm gonna be or not, but if I am, I'm not changing the views, so I have a right to say it even now when I'm not. So I think censorship for children is just unnecessary, because child is going to eventually learn about all these things that she mentioned at one point in his life. So just avoiding it now so he gets exposed later will not alter anything. What is important is that parents teach the children the right way. For example, if there is some violent or graphical scene, they need to explain that this is not appropriate for children and that that's only a movie thing, and then they should not be expecting that to be normal or try to imitate. Like, you need to converse with your child and explain that it's a movie, fiction, and that there it's you don't need to explain like in all details and stuff, but just the bottom line that explains so the child knows it's not something that they should try to copy, but still find it enjoyable. And also about the swearing and profound humor. If child doesn't, most of the children 8 will not understand that anyways, so nothing can really be done about it. They just don't get the jokes and watch the movie for how they see it, the way they see it. Maybe they're going to rewatch the movie when they're older and get the stuff they didn't when they were younger. Heck, that was the case for many movies I watched. So if I turned out fine watching all the R-rated movies when I was a kid, and everyone will turn out good. So really, I mean, that's pretty bad to just limit your child to PG-13 movies. And keep in mind that this mother is also a hypocrite, because the child is not even 13. So if she's following the guidelines, she will not let him watch any version of the Deadpool, which is still fucking wrong in my opinion.
So we're going to go over them, but first, and I'm sure you've seen the note down below, I have decided to start a petition, an online petition, to ask Fox to please, very quickly, or even if it's a few weeks late, cut a PG-13 version of this film.
Oh my god, petitions. Please, no. No. We don't need petitions for this. Petitions never work, and even if they gather some amount of people that signed, it's just bad, because it's negative. It's drawing negative attention, because if for example they're releasing Deadpool sequel because of this petition, they're not going to make it R-rated but PG-13 because of how petition was somewhat popular. Just, this is a terrible idea for petition. I have no idea who would do such thing.
Just as they've been doing for the trailers. We'll see if it goes anywhere, but Matthew and his mom Christina are regular BTT viewers. They love genre films, and so I wanted to try and help them as best I could. And I know a lot of you would like to see a PG-13 version of Deadpool as well.
Are you joking? Who in the right mind would want to see a movie about fucking Deadpool PG-13? Have you even played the game? Is it PG-13? No. Why the hell would movie be PG-13? Like, makes no sense. Just cut out with the bullshit and stop with this.
So if that's the case, please be sure to sign the petition. The link is in the video description, and to share with friends and fellow movie lovers as well. Now, some of you might argue you're not a true movie lover or Deadpool lover if you want a PG-13 Deadpool.
That's correct, because who supports censorship anyways?
But come on, don't we want to share? All right, so here's Matthew's reasons as to why he should be allowed to watch Deadpool. So he says, to Mom from Matt, reasons why I want to see Deadpool. All right, so he's really going for the old heartstrings here. First, I like the trailer a lot. Who wouldn't, Matthew? And a lot of you have to respect Matthew right there for his taste in movies, right? He's one of you.
Yep, which is why he should just be taken to the cinema with a mother, and they both watch together R-rated version of the film.
Next, I do my homework all the time. Not very Deadpool-like, but what parent isn't going to see that as a major plus, right? Next, he, meaning Deadpool, is funny all the time. Oh, the jokes are starting to land. And who wouldn't, what kid wouldn't love a crazy, non-sequitur, fourth wall breaking superhero, right? I mean, the guy's practically Ronald McDonald with knives.
That's a really lame comparison, in my opinion.
So, I'm not surprised about the kiddie appeal. Deadpool knows he has kiddie appeal, so why can't kids watch it?
But they can. That's the thing. Just parents should stop being lazy, and instead of doing other things and just sending kids alone to cinema to watch the movie, they should go with them and see the R-rated version, which is allowed by law.
Next, Matt says, I watch X-Men. So he's already picked up on the X-Men connection, right? Good job, trailers, bringing in Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So he's made the connection. He wants to, Fox, he wants to partake in your franchise. Let's let him. Next, I promise to cover my eyes if you tell me. The classic eye covering. Many a child has gotten into an R-rated movie with that technique.
That's a pretty bad technique, because you need to show your child that there is a time to man up, and that life is not all pretty, and covering the eyes is just it's just gonna weaken the child. I mean, they need to learn to be strong, and what's the best way to learn that? By seeing something in the movie and accepting the fact that not everything is always positive and pretty, and that there are also some really ugly things in life as well. So covering the eyes is just really a bad parenting, and no parent should try to tell to the child to cover their eyes if something is happening in some movie, or like really. Why?
And I think it's a good one. I was raised on it, as I'm sure many of you have been as well.
Thank God I wasn't.
However, the problem is that, as we've seen from the Red Band trailer alone, this movie is just riddled with swear words. So it can't even be a good radio play.
Most of the 8-year-old kids don't even know that many swear words, so they're not even gonna know what it means. If they don't know what it means, there's no problem. Like, if they ask what is that, parent can just say, it's a swearing word, just don't repeat it, and finish with that. Like, it's easy.
So he'd have to completely cover his eyes and his ears for, based on this rating, the entire movie. So that's not going to work, unfortunately. And then, on top of the homework, he finishes with, I promise to clean my room. Wow. Deadpool, I'm sure, understands what a huge sacrifice that is. And he also says, I like superheroes a lot. As I told you, the feels. So I'm curious, now that there is a face to go with the PG-13 argument, do you feel any different about it? what would you propose for poor Christina, who's trying so hard not to make her son too sad, but wants to also be a responsible parent?
That's really not a responsible parent, because it's just making a child sad. And the responsible parent is the parent that will go to cinema with the child to see the movie together and explain the mature things on a right way. That is what a mature parent is, not the censorship kind.
And also, do you plan to sign the petition?
No, I'm never signing that petition.
I've never started an online petition before. We'll see how it goes. But again, I felt I had to do something. I had to be something of a superhero myself. All right, so thank you so much. I look forward to discussing this with you down below. Be sure to reach out to Matt and Christina in the comments. They will be there, and you can check out some other episodes right now.
You're not being a superhero. You're just promoting a silly censorship idea, which hopefully will not happen. And I think it won't, because honestly, why the fuck would someone waste the money editing a Deadpool movie just so that one kid that has irresponsible parent that doesn't want to sacrifice their time and explain mature things to child, why would they, just for that one person, make a fucking PG-13 movie of Deadpool? It's a horrible idea, and the petition fails, and just overall, it's bad idea. Like, I don't know what else to add to this. It's I hate the video, to be honest, because nothing about it is right. Everything said in it is just wrong to my views, at least. I mean, Grace is entitled to her own views, and I do not disrespect Grace as a person. I'm simply just disagreeing with the whole idea, and I explained in this commentary to why. So, no disrespect to the original uploader, no any infringement intended, all fair use for commentary purposes. So don't feel insulted, offended, or anything. But this is just how I see the situation, how I think many others do as well, based on the dislikes on the original video and just the feedback overall. So, bottom line, we should stop with the censorship. Parents should get more involved with children and explain mature things to them instead of trying to keep it away from them. And hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and see you guys later. Ciao, matane.